Yeah.
How's it going, everyone? This is the Anime Man. Welcome back to another episode of the monthly Otaku Collection, the show that I do at the end of every single month or the beginning of every single month, depending on when you watch this video, where I go over all of the cool manga, anime, merch, and all other awesome otaku things that I experienced, bought, or want to share at this month. Also, as always, there is going to be a monthly giveaway that I do for you guys, so make sure to stick around to the end of this video. Not only has August been one of the most busiest months for me, like I've literally gone out every day to go to different meetings and doing all sorts of filming and stuff like that, and luckily you guys have fucking enjoyed the shit out of this month's content, so I appreciate that, my boys. But also August, at least in Tokyo right now, has been so fucking hot and humid. Like, I am moister than an oyster right now. But the grind has to continue, gamer girls. We have to keep on getting that bread, getting that cheddar, make that awesome club clout sandwich. And so to start off this month's monthly otaku collection, I want to talk about some of the anime I watched this month. Specifically, 2 anime films, because unfortunately during July, since I was traveling all month and I couldn't get to do a monthly otaku collection, I also missed out on a lot of anime films, because summer is that time of year where just a bunch of anime films come out, and there were a lot that I wanted to watch. Unfortunately, I missed out on some of them because by the time I got back to Japan, the airing had completely stopped. But there are 2 films that I managed to watch and experience in cinemas that I want to talk about today. The first one is a movie that I'm sure a lot of you are aware of. I mean, some of you might have even watched the premiere of it at Anime Expo last month. Promare. It is Trigger's brand new anime film. It is the long-awaited anime film from creators of Kill la Kill, Gurren Lagann, all that good shit, Trigger. And I didn't watch it at Anime Expo. I actually watched it in Japan on the day it came out, because it came out like sometime in June before I left. And it is a movie that I have been looking forward to checking out for the longest time. I mean, I even got to go to Trigger Studios a couple of months back and actually saw some of the behind the scenes of the movie before it even came out. So I was already hyped for this shit before it hit the cinemas. And my god, that had to have been one of the best anime films that I have seen in a very, very long time. Obviously, I'm not going to go into any spoiler territory whatsoever for you guys who want to catch perhaps the US release, because I'm pretty sure the premiere for the US for that movie is coming pretty soon. But my boys, if you love your mecha, if you love your Trigger, if you love your high-octane Imaishi directed action and that gorgeous Sawano soundtrack, you do not want to miss out on this movie. Holy shit. A lot of people were really quick to judge this movie straight off the bat because the main character right here kinda looks like Kamina from Gurren Lagann. And not gonna lie, when I first saw the promo material for this as well, I actually thought it was Kamina as well. I thought Trigger were taking the piss, to be honest. But in all honesty, once you start watching this movie, this like weird conjunction right here is not going to matter whatsoever. The movie is extremely high-paced, extremely fast action-oriented, with some of the most insane sakuga that I have ever seen. And I hate fucking using that sakuga word, but goddamn, there is no other word to use to describe that godly animation. Like, just the first 10-15 minutes of that movie is this one fight scene that, honestly, I thought was only going to go on for like 2 minutes. That shit dragged out for like 10 to 15 minutes, and I did not want it to stop. Gorgeous use of 3D environments, gorgeous use of rotoscoping, and the character designs and the actions, the fight scenes, the choreography were all just so good. And to top it off, you have a really bizarre and wacky but awesomely epic storyline to boot. And there is this one beautiful thing that Promare, or at least Imaishi and the team over at Trigger, manages to do so well, and it's the really close attention to detail with how they use shapes. I'm not going to go into detail with that necessarily because it is kind of spoiler territory, but when you do go to watch Promare, or if you've already seen Promare and you want to watch it again, make sure you pay attention to how they use shapes in that show. Because the way that they use shapes to create a theme or to create some kind of discourse between the good, the neutral, and the bad is so beautifully and artistically done. It honestly just goes straight over your head the first time you watch it. But I got to watch that movie a couple of times, and I picked up on so many new things on my second time watching it. I wouldn't necessarily call Promare a 10 out of 10 movie, but goddamn if it didn't rock my goddamn socks off. And the second movie I got to go watch right before it actually ended airing, I believe I watched it like the second to last day in cinemas, was Kaiju no Kodomo or Children of the Sea. This is a movie that doesn't come from a huge name or a huge studio like Premiere does. In fact, it comes from Studio 4C, from a director that I'm not exactly aware of. But it is based off a highly acclaimed manga series that I did actually see a little bit of, and hence why I wanted to go watch this movie. I also just wanted to go watch this movie because it's done by Studio 4C, who are known to have some of the most aesthetically pleasing art and animation that I've ever seen. I remember when I said that I thought Premiere's Sakuga and animation were godly. Children of the Sea is just on the next level. Listen, my boys, I've seen a lot of anime movies in my life. I've seen a lot of anime series in my life, but I have to say that Children of the Sea is probably one of the most beautiful anime films and anime cinematic experiences that I have ever watched, period. I know that's a huge claim to make, considering that there are a lot of beautiful anime films and a lot of beautiful anime series out there, but trust me guys, Studio 4C blows that shit out of the water. Or in fact, it blows it out of the sea, because it's based around the Children of the Sea. Alright. Although the story for me was a little bit weak, the second half of the movie was oddly confusing, and it actually kind of took me out a little bit, maybe because of just how the story was set up and how it was progressed and chugged along throughout the second half. It felt a little bit too fast for me, but since I haven't read the original source material, maybe that's just how the manga is. Either way, that movie just absolutely blew my mind in terms of the visual aesthetics, in terms of the storytelling methods, and the second half, the direction that the plot goes in is pretty mind-blowing. Like that mind-blowing gif, that is the most perfect gif to explain this movie. But yeah, if you're interested in this movie, then G-Kids, who is the sponsor for today's video, is actually distributing it in North America, and its debut is set in sometime in 2020. So if you want to check out more information on that kind of stuff, go to childrenofthesea.com, links in the description below. But now let's move on to the manga. Now there are a few series that I want to pick up and show to you guys in this episode, so let's go straight into it. The first manga I picked up is one that actually caught me just from the title of the manga. Now, there aren't a lot of manga series that catch me by the title, but I just thought the title of this manga was so fucking dope that I just had to pick it up. And it's this one right here. Candy and Cigarettes. I don't know, I saw this title, Candy and Cigarettes, I saw this little girl holding a gun with a silencer on it, and I'm just like, this has to be dope. And it wasn't until I actually finished reading this first volume that I realized that it was by Inoue Tomonori, who is actually the author of another manga series I really like called Coppelion. I would also recommend reading that manga series as well, even though I don't have any volumes of it myself. But basically, Candy and Cigarettes is all about this retired security guard guy, this old dude who is trying to pay off the debt for his grandchild's hospital bills. But he's poor, he's worked in a low-paying job for the majority of his life, and he just needs to find that one job that can help pay off the huge amount of hospital debt to save his grandchild. But then he meets this little girl, Miharu, who is an 11-year-old assassin. It's already awesome. Together, the old dude named Daizo and Miharu form a tag team assassin group, and he basically becomes a retired assassin with an 11-year-old. The discourse between those two ages is just what makes this manga so awesome. It is a really simple premise, the art as well is super simple, and there isn't really anything challenging about the narrative of the story. It's just a really fun crime drama suspense with a fucking 11-year-old badass and an also 60-plus-year-old badass going around killing dudes like a motherfucker. So if you're into that kind of super simple crime drama stuff, then I recommend Candy and Cigarettes. And the second manga I want to show off is in the thumbnail of this video. I'm sure some of you have actually read this because it is a rather well-known series kind of in the underground manga community, and it is this one right here, Ijiranai de Nagatoro-san. I would say this is the more raunchier and raw version of Takagi-san. If you guys have ever read that manga or watched those 2 seasons of anime, then you're gonna fucking love Nagatoro-san. I mean, this character Nagatoro-san right here is basically just a tanned lolly gyaru version of Takagi-san. And I mean, need I say more? But basically, like Karakai Jouzu no Takagi-san, Ijiranai no Nagatoro-san is a simple slice of life story about this Gyaru girl right here, Nagatoro-san, whose quest it is to just poke the shit out of her senpai. There is this senpai character who is kind of wimpy, he's kind of enclosed in himself, and he doesn't know how to talk to girls. And so this girl, Nagatoro-san, finds that senpai to be really cute and really easy to fuck with. So it becomes a daily mission for Nagatoro-san to poke the fuck out of her senpai, to just have some good banter and some gander. I think the one thing though that I absolutely love about this manga is the way that Nanashi, the author, draws Nagatoro-san's facial expressions. I mean, if that isn't the biggest shit-eating grin that I have ever seen, then I don't know what is. I think this one right here is my personal favorite. I just love that face. It is so evil. It is such a shit-eating grin. I absolutely love it. I've only bought the first volume so far, but I believe there is up to 3 or 4 volumes. Correct me if I'm wrong, Wikipedia. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get the rest of these. I mean, I loved Karagai Jouzu no Takagi-san. I love these kinds of slice of life, coming of age stories that has been making its rounds in the manga realm. Maybe because of the success of series like Karagai Jouzu no Takagi-san and Komi-san wa Komishou desu and other forms of slice of life like that. But if you love those kinds of manga series, then definitely make sure to pick up Alright, let's move on to the merch now, and I've actually picked up a few little bits of merch because I got to go to Akihabara the other day, so let's show off just a few little things that I managed to pick up. The first one right here is a thing I've been collecting for a little bit. It is a Kirby terrarium that they sell at Kotobukiya. I think this is a new set now because there is a number of ones that you can get in the box. You won't know until you open it, and since I haven't opened it, I'm going to open it on camera, see which one I got. Honestly, I don't mind getting any one of them because I don't have any of the ones from this particular series. I have a few from the previous series that they had, but they don't sell them anymore, unfortunately. So let's see which one we got here. It is like a little cave one, I think. Obviously, you have to put it together. So let's quickly do that. The problem with these terrariums is that they're super sensitive, so I'm going to be really careful here, but that's basically what it looks like. It's just Kirby in a little mine shaft. Yeah, that's adorable. I'm gonna go put this with my other Kirby terrariums now. Hopefully I can try and collect them all. And the second piece of merch I got here is so fucking dope. I managed to find it in this like underground little like secondhand merch shop in Akihabara, and I wasn't expecting to find it at all, let alone at like half the price that it usually comes at on like Amazon and eBay and stuff like that. And it's based off a series that I absolutely love, and I'll give you a clue as to what series that may be. But feast your eyes on this beautiful thing right here. This is a limited edition framed Shaft 40th edition Madogatari Museum painting, and it is of Mami from the Madoka Magica series in Shinobu's costume, and Shinobu dressed up as Mami. Now the cool thing about this is that I got it, as I said, for like half the price that it usually comes on Amazon and stuff like that, but I also got a little piece of paper right here that shows a certificate of how authentic it is. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but there is the certificate right there, and on the corner here, as you can see, it says 1117 out of 1,400. That means that only 1,400 of these were ever made, and I managed to get one. Just randomly in a secondhand store. And when I say secondhand, I don't mean it's been opened and used. I mean the box was unopened and it came with half the price. You know your boy had to get it. It's fucking Monogatari stuff and it's framed. It looks amazing on my wall, my boys. But that's about it for the anime merch, and now to end off this month's monthly otaku collection, as always, it is the monthly giveaway, as always brought to you by the lovely folks over at Tokyo Otaku Mode. Now, I've done all sorts of different figurines, both male and female, but there's also one other type of figurine, some anime merch, that I love wholeheartedly, and I realize I haven't really done a whole lot of on these monthly giveaways, and so I decided to take that into account to this monthly's giveaway, and it is a Nendoroid. Not just any Nendoroid, but a Nendoroid of the little platelets from Cells at Work. I mean, everybody loves these little platelets. They were a meme for a really long time, and with its small and cute little stature, isn't it perfect for an Nendoroid? But this month, your boy's feeling a little bit generous, especially for the amount of support you guys have given me, especially during the month of August. And so not only am I giving away this platelet Nendoroid, but I'm also giving away a white blood cell Nendoroid to go with the pair. And so this month there will be a winner who will win not just one SHIZ Android, but 2. It's 3 simple steps to go into the draw for this giveaway. Number 1, like the video. Number 2, subscribe to your boy. And number 3, click the link in the description below to go into the free giveaway. Not only will you be getting 2 SHIZ Androids, but I will also be signing each of those boxes with your boy's signature. But guys, that's gonna do it for this month's Monthly Otaku Collection. Thank you once again for joining in until the very end. I'm hoping you guys continue the support for all the things that I do on and off YouTube, and trust me, my boys, I have a lot of cool things prepped up for this year, so I hope you look forward to that. Let me know in the comments below some of the cool manga, anime, merch, any otaku stuff that you guys managed to put into your Monthly Otaku Collection, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, like and favorite if you enjoyed, subscribe for Anime Banda, keep watching anime. Down here.